Greetings and salutations, my lovely people. This is episode 10 of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition, Phoenix's Call. I am your storyteller, Ravinia, Nikki, that bitch, to some. And now we will go and introduce our players. Olivia, why don't you start us off?
Okay. I am Dropstitch Witch in the socials. My name is Beth. I'm playing Olivia Franklin, the Black Fury Theurge, who is totally not in danger. No.
My name is Brad, Timberbrad411 in chat and on Twitter. And I'm playing Plays with Danger, the Bone Nor Ragabash. And let's do this.
And I am Plaguewind. I'll be playing Johnson Davis, the Children of Galliard, and I am the boring one tonight with water.
And
it's all good.
As you can see here, we have an interesting motley group that have decided to sacrifice themselves to the trailer park gods. Everyone knows what this is, right?
Not sponsored, by the way.
Not sponsored by Four Loko, but everyone knows what this is. I mean, Beth over here got some white bitch hipster cider.
Hey, it's Earl Grey flavored cider. It's fancy.
Yeah, that's not what tonight's about. So, I will make the toast. It's going to go to Eyes of the Creek. So sad that you're gone. But your death was very sweet. Tastes like shame.
I don't know. I've had worse.
I know. That's the weird thing about Four Loko is...
It gets better the more you drink.
That's true. That's true.
I also realized I didn't say hi. I'm Maddox. I am playing the soon-to-be throw rug Colin Douglas, and yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Do I need to remind my players where we are?
Oh,
We're in a cave with Banes to the back of us, talons to the front. Here we are, stuck in the shithole with you.
It's
We
true.
need more booze if we're going to start singing.
I stole that from a YouTuber, by the way. Don't think that joke was original.
No joke's original by now.
Originality's dead.
Yeah. But yes, so you are indeed in a cave. Olivia has heard this thing shriek previously, and the rumbles had happened. There are dismembered Uktena body parts around, and specifically their heads are encircling this, I would almost call it an embryonic sac with this thing inside that you can't exactly see, but you do see something is moving.
Do we get the idea that this is the Bane?
Pretty much.
do they appear to be protecting it at all, or is it just kind of like it's there?
Well, it's there behind you.
Okay. Well, behind them, because we came in facing it, correct?
Well, no. Oh, so you came in facing it. You turned around to look back at the cave entrance, and that's when you heard they are coming down that.
That's right.
You've got, I say, a little bit of time. You know what's coming, though.
So for a while now, Plays with Danger has been really, really, like, the times you can smell him are fewer. Like, he very much picks when you can smell him. And strangely enough, you all can smell him. which is something that he usually has to think about doing. But nothing other than that. You just kind of realize that you can smell him, which is a little kind of confusing, which means for the purposes of the viewers, I am spinning a gnosis and using odious aroma, which means that anybody who is not me or my pack members, which we are officially now, takes 2 dice penalties on all rolls within 20 feet of me for the duration of the scene.
What would you say this odious aroma smells like?
So imagine like probably somewhere between like really, really bad body odor mixed with wet dog, probably rotting garbage, because I'm sure the rest of it just kind of gets magnified when the rest of it does. Yeah, so like imagine what you would think and stale urine, because why not? Having worked in an ER, it's one of the worst things I've ever smelled. So
All right. So just generally smells like the color brown.
yeah, and the reaction to it, like I said, you guys are going to be fine. Once they get close enough to me, their reaction to it's going to be a little stronger.
I'm going to be focusing more so on the Bane. Do I see if there's anything that seems to be actively affecting it or trying to wake it up? Like, is there any sort of magical or theurge-ish?
The best way to describe it to you, Olivia, is it seems like there's nothing trying to keep it down. That's what you get here.
Oh boy. Looking around, can I get any sort of hint of what they may have been trying to do?
Go ahead and roll me first roll of the night. Ooh, this is gonna be fun.
Be kind dice.
Kind dice. How about an intelligence plus occult?
With my specialty of predictions, does that help?
No.
I didn't think so, but you never know. So intelligence and occult.
And the difficulty is an 8.
I have 4 successes.
Kind of looked around, and you do see the remnants of some sort of ribbons. A subtle smell is in the air, some sort of incense. Unfortunately, you don't see any sort of written instructions, but it looks like there were a group of theurges down here performing a ritual of some kind to try and placate this Bane.
Or did I put my rights? I'm not figuring out. Does it look like a rite of binding?
No.
I think that'd be high enough.
You look at this and you get the thought this Bane has already been bound here. It's been bound here for a very, 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 very long time. So it's not about binding it. It's more about keeping it asleep, keeping it restful, and keeping it watched over.
Okay.
Hey, I'm the first. How much time do we have, storyteller? Like, how many things ish can we do before everything gets to us?
Let's see. 3 things. As long as
Fuck
they're
me.
short?
No, yeah, that they're very short. One of them is gonna be a modicum longer, but only because I have to actually roll for it. I'm gonna shift back to Krynos now that I'm in here.
Okay.
I don't like being.
There's
all
a little bit more space in here.
I don't like being all glabro and squishy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I do need to roll.
I'm gonna shift to Hispo.
Probably important to note that Olivia is in human form, or Hamid, because I forgot that I was out of rage.
And Jonathan will actually shift to Krynos, but like kind of before he steps forward, like looks back together. Here we go. And he just starts shifting into Krynos.
What is it again? Primal Urge and
Stamina.
Stamina.
I only know.
Sorry,
because
that
my
one's
stamina-
not on my sheet.
My
That's 3
stamina is the
successes.
only thing that has, I'm sure, kept me alive this long.
Yeah, I got 3.
And you're going to Hipspo?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
And then I'm also going to be spending one of my rages to rake my claws across the cave floor so I can sharpen them.
That's perfectly fine.
And the last rage is going to be spent so that way I have spur claws active as well.
All right. That's perfectly fine. Olivia, you do get a little bit of a whisper from Lou. This is a little tricky here. I could help, but I don't know if you'd want me to.
Can you help keep the spirit asleep?
I might.
And yeah. It's worth it.
Chelsea.
Hmm?
What are you going to be doing? You going to be working on the Bane, or are you going to be dealing with what the fuck is clearly coming towards us?
She's kind of looking back and forth.
I only ask because you're the only Uktena and the only person who might actually know the fucking right.
Real quick, I just thought about this. For the record, I'm going to do my best to stay at least 20 feet away from Chelsea.
Oh yeah, you just thought about that, didn't you? That makes sense.
Not pack.
Chelsea's looking back and forth a little bit. It's like, I think you can hold it off. You 3 can.
Hold the Bane off or the pack.
The pack.
Okay, I go and stand right at the entrance to the cave. And just wait.
You're gonna have to give us some time.
I'll stand next to him.
I'll move up. Probably not enough room next to him, but like right behind him.
Like, you are so lucky we can't smell that very strongly. Otherwise, I'd probably throw up.
You just see him kind of like look over at you and just nod.
Nod back.
And Olivia, you do see Chelsea come up, and she's kind of looking and ascertaining the situation a bit.
We're in the middle of the ritual, but they're now dead.
I just make it to Krynos, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, it's no problem. This ritual is a long-standing thing. It's not like we stop doing it. It's a continuous thing. We rotate through.
But if it's been stopped now, is it possible to restart it?
Not without some... not without some major sacrifices.
If we don't do something, then everybody's going to be the sacrifice.
Colin, you feel the weight of Lou on your shoulders for just a minute. It's the lightweight, just little snake. And you
His shoulders shift, but he doesn't freak out this time.
And you hear you have Lou there, but you also hear your mother's voice a little bit. And I'm sorry I wasn't there for you.
Not your fault you died.
Unfortunately, I think I'm going to end up having to die again.
We'll see how this goes. Don't set up a welcoming party until you actually know I'm headed that way, though.
No, I meant I might be gone.
Ow.
And you feel that warmth, and you feel kind of this brush against your cheek, a soft hand. And she goes, and you feel that weight's gone again.
Is my mom our pack totem? How would a guru even... No, I don't have time to focus on this. I'm just continuously just flexing and releasing claws, just so needing the distraction that is about to show up.
And you look down this tunnel and you see glowing eyes, the reflection of the firelight here. And we're not talking just a couple of people. This tunnel seems to be squirming and undulating.
As soon as I see that, not taking my eyes off of the undulating butthole in front of us, Plays will be like, combat the worm. He'll recite that part of the litany. Combat the worm wherever it dwells and whenever it breeds. And he'll just keep doing that over and over again, kind of as sort of a chant to get, kind of like keep it in everybody's head. Like that's what this is now.
After you recite that the first time, Jonathan will kind of join in and start fight the worm. Like he'll join in that too.
Mm-hmm.
I said it the one time, but it just devolves into really pissed off growling.
Yep.
So we are in Krenosia.
Yep. It's very much pissed off growling as you look at this thing, and the eyes move. They looked like they were all coming down, and it seems to spiral out. And then all of a sudden, you see a sudden bony, twisted claw-like appendage come out of the cave entrance.
Well, I hope it wasn't planning on doing anything, because I'm going to try and rip it off.
Good to know. It's weirdly massive and spiky. You can almost think of this thing that's in the tunnel like a strange undulating caterpillar.
Gross. Okay.
With all those little lovely colorful dots that would normally be just pretty ornamentation, be eyes
Yeah, no, I'm definitely attacking this thing as soon as that leg shows up. Fuck that.
And I guess we can do our favorite part. Clicky clacky, it's time for attacky. So initiative rolls.
For all time's sake, it's a D10 plus.
Dex and
Wits.
wits. I almost had it because I know it's 18 for me. Or at best, it's 18 for me, rather.
I got a 9.
1.
It's almost the lowest I could roll.
15.
Okay.
24. Because our storyteller's nice and lets a Cleoth have fucking fostering gifts.
Jonathan with the 9.
Although I gotta admit, the alcohol is helping to take the edge off of this horror situation.
A little bit. Olivia with a 6. We got Chelsea's here. She was a 15. All ties go to our lovely pack, though. And thankfully, Colin does get to strike first
Somehow.
as the Dark Force butthole. Got a 23.
If I didn't roll that 9. Actually, fuck that. I'm also spending a willpower to add an extra 10 to my initiative.
You can do that. As it is, you're right.
It means I can't spend rage this turn, but I did my rage expenditures earlier, so it works out.
So technically, you're at 34.
I don't want anything going before me.
So, question: as I see this thing and I'm like steeling myself for the battle to come, would it be reasonable to regain a rage?
It would be reasonable.
Would I see it, or am I focused on the?
I mean, they're chanting it, so, and it's in the wolf speak, so at least he is, and then I know Jonathan said he was.
But Olivia's in the back. I don't know.
But that's fair.
I probably would be looking at the Bane. So
Although I think looking at a Bane would be pretty stressful if you knew it was coming.
Yeah. You know that the world is on a
Not going
crux
to
here.
survive well.
So I would say you get 1 rage back.
So if I have to, I can shift. I will probably have to.
Just remember, spending rage is for instant, but you can also still roll.
Yep.
You just have to have at least 1 rage in order to roll to shift.
Yep. Yeah. You just opened up so many options by getting just a little pissed
Have
off.
1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little irritation. All right. You are going to try and grab this arm, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Just as hard as I can hit it.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting. As you go to strike it, you realize, wow, this thing is actually quite big.
I'll deal with the size when I'm dead.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and roll your attack.
And folks, do remember, alternate forms have different stats.
Yes, please
I've
remember
forgotten
that.
in the past. Please do not forget that. Difficulty 6, or would it be something else?
We can do a standard difficulty right now.
Okay, then 5 successes.
Excellent. So you strike, and you strike true, and you dig your claws into this thing.
They break off too.
They do break off. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. And Razor Claws adds 2 to that damage.
Uh-huh.
Holy mother of God. Why don't I have a strength specialization? What the fuck? Okay. That's 6 points of damage on 8 dice.
Good roll.
Nice.
Good roll.
No shit, right? I did not expect to do that well.
As your claws strike this thing, you dig, you strike true, they rip off into that flesh, and you see this weird, black, acrid, disgusting liquid start pouring forth. And from that liquid, it begins to take shape. These are kind of like writhing worms.
Hmm.
And you kind of blink and things look a little confusing, but as you stare into that black mass that you can see, you almost see Olivia for a moment. There in the center.
Deal with that later, but thank you for the description. Yeah, fuck. That's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Indiana Jones didn't. Opened with a hard hit. Jesus.
Yeah. It didn't move back. You notice that. It took the hit, and you just see these weird worm things coming from the wounds. And all it does this turn is you see another arm come through, kind of at the side, as it grips and squeezes.
And it's next, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully it hits me.
Yeah. And, well, you did make it angry. You were the first to attack. There is a undulating mass that kind of jumps forth from the center. It almost has this strange, drippy, almost skull-like protrusion at the top as it comes out to, in essence, bite you.
Okay.
Let me see. 2, 3, 4.
And how far away are the people behind us? Like distance-wise from us?
I would say about 20 feet is where Olivia and
Okay.
Chelsea are.
Then I don't know this thing's reach, so I'm not dodging. I'll just do my best to resist it.
And that was 6 successes.
Deja vu.
Yeah. This thing is going to go in for some damage itself. Got 4 health levels of damage here.
All right, let me attempt to soak that shit. Oh my god, I forgot I have 7 stamina.
Yep, you got 7.
And explode, explode, explode. I negate up to 6 points of damage in this case.
Excellent. That's wonderful.
So
And I
it bites
also-
me, and then I immediately heal.
And you feel it. It's firm. It's sticky. It's weird. That acridness is there. And I need you to roll me a singular D10 and just let me know if you succeed a standard success on this.
I absolutely do.
Okay. Good. And that's it for its turn.
Oh, my merit doesn't come into play at all, does it? Just want to make sure.
Let me see which.
The big one. The only merit I have.
I got you. Hold on.
What are merits?
It does come into play here.
Okay, excellent. Very good to know.
Yeah. You felt it. You felt something sickening try to grab hold.
And it just didn't.
It just didn't.
Suspicious. Okay.
Yep. I believe we have plays with danger.
I am going to spend the rage that I just got and do like a claw.
Okay.
And
It's on your sheet.
I know, I was looking. Dex Brawl.
At the last episode, you have us looking.
I was looking the other episode because that's when I finally figured out it was there. Let's see, it's 5, 6, 7.
No, Ravenous Archon, your not die merit doesn't kick in. You're the one that had Dark Fate, you fucker.
So the first one I got 7 on.
Okay. That does strike.
And then damage is strength plus 2, which would be 7.
I have to say, Ravenous Archon acting like the actual Ravenous Archon, because that would be something the actual Ravenous Archon would say.
So
Mhm.
5 on the first one.
Okay.
And then for the second, 5 on the attack for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Six.
Okay. You do make purchase on this thing. And more worms sprout. Just so you know, it doesn't look like it's hurt. You make purchase, but there is no shrieking, there's no screaming. In your process of purchase, plays with danger, in the center of this, you see that hunter.
The hunter.
Mm-hmm. In the center, almost staring right back at you.
Oh, if I didn't want this thing dead already.
All right. Chelsea is kind of looking at Olivia, and there's kind of like an assertion. She's trying to figure out if you're going to be good to go.
Gonna do what we have to do.
All right. And Chelsea, one of her hands shifts. and you see her starting to cut markings into her own flesh with her claws.
Okay. Gonna try to keep an eye on those markings for when my turn comes up.
Yep. There's a bit of a look. It's very much this, I'm trusting you to take care of this. Don't let your ancestors down. What Chelsea is starting to do is a semi-self-sacrificial ritual. You, Olivia, you hadn't seen it, but you have seen it referenced in some of Moonshadow's books. That there are rituals that you can do to basically block worm taint from entering a cairn, or, basically pushing back against ill-gotten spirits. But it takes a lot of people to do these rituals, or just a couple, but the cost is high. There's a reason Moonshadow wouldn't let you near those books. And basically what is going to happen here is every time you sacrifice health levels, we're going to put a dice into the pool to see if this ritual succeeds. Chelsea is putting 2 health levels of dice into this pool.
Is it just those in the ritual that can technically sacrifice the health levels?
You'd have to know about it to be.
Oh. Fair enough.
You have to probably carve while you're fighting.
Yep. It's tricky. Jonathan, it's your turn.
All right. I'm kind of right behind Plays with Danger and Colin. These worms that you said kind of they formed into like actual worms on the ground.
They're undulating from the injuries. Former character of yours in a werewolf game that took place in the South might remember these undulating worms as part of a body of a certain war pig.
Oh, yes.
Is it bad that I almost missed the pigs?
Aw, I'm glad you liked the pigs. They'll come back. They're one of my favorites.
Well, they can come back later.
All right,
Busy.
so this thing is starting to come out, and it's got like 2 arms on the cave wall.
Yeah, and they're massive. It's like they came out of dark, evil-looking portals almost.
It's at the -2, by the way, until it takes its
Mhm.
claws out, which does take a whole turn. Doesn't matter
It
how
does.
big of a spirit you are.
Yep.
Bringing up a character that was known for doing really dumb ideas. I'm going to have one going on now.
Wait.
Werewolf is born on dumb ideas.
All right.
And it's
Well,
going
I-
to die on dumb ideas.
Well,
No
maybe,
shit.
yeah. Well, I see that stuff, and I see Colin and Plays kind of fighting with it. I want to move up, and I want to try and, I don't know if I'm strong enough to rip one of the arms out, at least like pull it and try and knock it, like where it's the arm is supporting up, like knock it down or something. If possible, rip it out, but I don't know if I can do
Go
that.
ahead and make your rolls. We'll see.
All right. Is this a dex brawl?
Yes,
So
Dex
3,
Brawl.
4, 5. Oh wow! 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Go ahead and roll your damage. We'll see.
Well, Was
We're
this
taking this as a claw, basically.
as a claw? So strength +2.
Mhm.
Strength is. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one of them's a 10.
Wow, that's nice.
Holy cow!
So you grab and you yank, and you kind of you get this feeling like you pulled something out of place, but you see it extend even more out. And you've kind of pulled it down, and it just seems to rotate to be more aligned with the ground. But that hurts.
It's
Internal
those sorts
damage.
of reactions, which is why so many people dislike the worm.
Yep.
Because they don't do the natural thing and break.
Jonathan, when you damage this thing, you see your mother's face.
Oh.
Those cold, almost thoughtless eyes from when the last time you saw her. And you hear that whisper of, "You need to take your pills, Johnny."
Oh boy.
So are we each seeing something in a different thing that has come out, or are we all seeing different things in the same thing?
Different things in the same thing.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
But why are all of y'all getting like antagonists and I got Olivia kinda? This isn't good. Something's off. We're missing something about this creature.
Or Olivia.
She'll either turn on us or she won't.
I mean,
So I
we've
guess-
already almost killed her a few times.
It's your turn, Olivia.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, as I see
No.
the face and I hear the voice say, like, make sure you take your pills, I just growl at it.
Yeah.
Do I get the sense that I can maybe get off a gift before I join Chelsea in this ritual?
It's either a gift or sacrifice. Gift or
Okay.
sacrifice. You must choose. And Lou is there. You can kind of see Lou, the snake, and it flickers between the snake and a woman. And it's kind of looking at you, waiting for you to make a decision.
I kind of I want to wish them luck, but I know better. They've got Lou. Well, we've got Lou for now. And I will join Chelsea. And in the sacrifice, do I need to roll anything or do I just choose how many health levels?
Choose how many health levels and mark that down on your sheet.
I have one last question
Mhm.
before I choose my health levels. Do I get the feeling that if maybe on the next turn I use my wild resurgence, I could then sacrifice additional health levels? Or would that take away the ones I've already sacrificed?
You don't exactly know, but there is a little bit in there that in the back of your head that says that's cheating.
Semantics magic. I will go and I will sacrifice. I'll start with 3 levels, keeping an eye on the. Or do I have to? I don't have claws or anything like that, so I probably have to shift first.
Would probably have to shift or use a weapon.
I don't think I have anything sharp on me, so I will.
Stamina, primal urge.
Yeah, stamina, primal urge. Don't use your rage on this.
Oh no! I want to save that in case things go horrible.
And remember, sacrificing that many means -1 to all your die rolls that you do in the future.
Yep. I have 4 successes to go to Krenos.
Mm-hmm.
They should have claws.
Yes, they do.
And then I will take the 3 levels.
All right. I have set aside 3 dice. So that means a total of 5 so far for this ritual. Colin, you do smell fresh blood on the ground. It kind of, that sense wafts over.
I have my own problem, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. I understand. I'm just letting you know what you smell.
I trust the 2 ladies to be able to handle themselves. They're guru. They're fine.
And it is your turn.
Well, if it ain't broke, break it. And do the exact same thing. I am also now back down to 24 for my thing, I believe. I don't remember exactly how long it lasts. Page
That's fine.
171 if you want to look.
It's no problem.
Three successes.
Okay. You gain purchase.
Cool beans. And then less exciting this time around with only 3 successes for the damage.
You do reach in, you yoink. You don't hear a snap, crackle, pop kind of thing as you pull this out, but you do see this.
Oh, wait, sorry. That would be 4 successes on the hit, not 3, if that changes absolutely nothing. But I just remembered that Razor Claws makes hitting things easier.
Yeah. You do see this as you pull it forward, this weird black shaped joint. It's sticky, it's goopy. You can almost see like it's separating from this body.
All right.
And now it's time for Dark Force Butthole. As it proceeds to pull itself further in, and you kind of get this weird sploosh as this black liquid kind of pours onto the ground. And now you can start to see this thing's face. It's an insectoid-style head. Large eyes. And the thing that scares you probably the most is it has 4 mouths.
Anyone else wondering if this is a... I don't want to say it out loud in case it's like the cursed name, but they're known for crawling. I hope that's not the case, but they're known for crawling. That's all I'll say. Crawling, some might say, across linear intersections.
And now it's going to go for a nice strike. As you suddenly see through this black portal, you see this weird stinger that comes out.
As we can hear the ghost of our tech master coughing his lungs out.
All right, that is 6 successes on the attack.
Yay!
And it is going to strike for 6 health levels at Maddox.
Okay, I will try to soak. Wow, it's weird when I'm the one being dealt the damage. What's my soak difficulty at, by the way? I'm sorry. I didn't even ask.
It's okay. I usually keep it at a standard.
Okay.
Usually, but
Well, if that's the case, I only take 1 damage because of exploding 10s.
Yay.
I'm alive for this turn.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming aggravated damage.
Yes, aggravated
Yeah.
damage.
But I'm only bruised.
But
Whew.
thankfully, you feel that pulse hit you again, that weird sickening feeling, but it just wipes right off.
And for those outside of Colin's head, occasionally through his black fur, there will be like pulses of like his veins turning dark green, and then it immediately disappears. It's like something's not taking.
Yeah. And Colin, you look at this thing, and in its eyes, you see your foster family. For a moment, you're back at the hospital.
Without even thinking, he just growls McTavish and then stands there. Not intentional. I say, well, the actual McTavish is amongst us, but
Plays with danger. It's your go.
I think I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing again, but aiming specifically for where in the creature I saw the hunter. Because I'm with everything that's going on and now being like especially charged and wanting it's sort of like I feel like a need to destroy this because so much of what's happened to plays up to this point is because of the hunter. So I'm going to spend a rage again and then do 2 claws.
Okay.
Uh, 4 for the first attack.
Okay.
Then 5 damage on the first attack. Four successes on the second attack. Six successes on the second attack. And then almost like reflexively, he just starts like roaring / growling. Just it's this guttural. It's mostly anger, but like it is with wolf howls, there's a little bit more kind of in there. There's definitely a tinge of sorrow. Like he's angry for something that's made him sad. But he is like lashing out at this thing.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of remember how you treated this hunter nicely, and it ended up leading him back to your home. And you remember him and his friends showing up and deciding to hunt your family down for sport. There are flickers of that throughout the whole thing. You can hear those scared cries.
Oh, and they just serve to piss him off more. Like, I mean, he's less logic, I think, at this point, and definitely more reaction. He's in a headspace where it's just his overwhelming thought is this thing needs to die.
While you're looking at this, you do see this weird flicker of red, and there's a bit of a push forward from this thing. Like there's a sudden movement, like something is trying to shove it out of its way as it tries to continue. Chelsea does look at Olivia. She kind of nods. And she begins to continue to draw more markings. All the while, Lou is staring at Olivia. Almost standing right on top of the Bane at this point. This spirit is.
Can I see how much damage that Chelsea may have taken?
She is not playing around at this point. She has cut down almost to the bone here. Chelsea is not going to be very useful in a fight at this point. We could say that she is mauled.
I just kind of... Well, it's not even my turn, so I'm not doing anything.
And she does grit through it, but there's definitely this look of, if I have to die here, it'll at least be for something. Jonathan, it's your go.
All right. Do I still have a grip of that the arm? All right.
Still hanging.
I have an idea. I kind of want to do one of those, like hold it, spin around, and like break it on my shoulder, but like as werewolf, and then just literally I'm bending like a rebar around my shoulder and just keep bending it, twisting it.
Okay. We're getting creative here.
And then depending on what happens, I may spend a rage.
Is he targeting the same appendage as me?
I think so.
Oh, damn it.
Oh.
I just had an idea that we can't do. Damn it, I hate that. Okay, continue.
So Dex, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's a thing called pack tactics, and if it were the entire pack, we could actually do this very easily, but we can't.
I got 3. One's a 10.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that D10. See if you get another.
An 8.
Okay. Roll that damage.
Is what between us as a claw or like a grapple? Doesn't matter, I guess. Claw, or grapple, or
I'm letting you. It's big enough to where, yeah, you're going to have to grip it and pull it. I'm not going to make you do a grapple because grapple implies that you're not going to actually be doing real damage.
Well, no, I'm definitely trying to do damage with this.
Yeah, that's my point. So I'd rather go with the claw, which is aggravated.
All right, I see 2 10s already. 3, 4, 5.
All right.
Holy cow.
You make purchase, you snap this thing, and you hear this weird that comes from its face, and then it's kind of weird. You blink and you shake, and the arms reattach.
Okay. Crap. All right. What's the next idea? All right, that's it then.
Yeah,
so.
it's almost like you feel that weird vertigo that you got in the observatory, and then the arm just locked
All right.
back into place.
All right, that's it now then. I was thinking of something, and then maybe after seeing that, it's kind of like crap. So I'm done for now.
Olivia, it's your go.
Looking up to Lou, I'm just like, if we go all in, do you think it'll work?
I think it'll work. But it means I have to say goodbye.
Is there any way you can make it out? The others need you.
If I do this, I won't exist anymore. But it's your choice. You tell me what you want me to do.
Gotta keep this contained. There's no point. We won't survive if we don't. We'll
And-
take.
Lou's hand reaches out. It's not a snake anymore. It's a young mom. Looks kind of like Maddox. That bit of a scowl on the face, that seriousness,
Oh, that's
And
where we got it.
and the dark hair.
We'll take her hand.
And at this point, Colin, you do hear that little whisper. It's like, I wish I could have stayed with you longer.
In the most broken Scottish Gaelic anyone has ever heard, he just says, "Love, Mom, bye."
And she takes Olivia's hand, and you see her reach out, and she touches Chelsea's arm, the arm that is damaged at this point. And you suddenly feel that channeling sense. And you all kind of feel this. You feel this essence being pulled away from you, being extracted.
I didn't think rage tears would be a thing that I would ever experience as a character.
Olivia, since you are, in essence, deciding to sacrifice your pack totem, I need you to roll me 8 dice. The difficulty is 7. If you succeed, Lou and every variation of Lou will be gone. But the Bane will be asleep. If you do not succeed, Lou is still gone.
Knowing that the beginning of the ritual was us sacrificing health levels, do I think that I can increase my chances of success by sacrificing more? Or am I still I'm going to be at a negative for this roll, aren't I?
You are at a -1 for this roll already.
Question. Because we're feeling the pack totem kind of getting effectively pulled/ripped out of us, is there an opportunity for us to contribute towards this, since effectively now we're part of the ritual?
You're not exactly part of the ritual. You're just feeling its effects.
Okay.
We're feeling a connection to ourselves and each other sort of rip away. Not great.
So I should roll, since you said originally 8, but I'm at -1, I should roll 7 then, right?
Yes.
5, 6.
I'm getting my drink ready either to celebrate or mourn.
I'm here with you.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm only rolled 6 dice.
How many successes do you have?
Oh, I'm going to start drinking now.
I rolled 7 dice. I got 3 successes and 3 ones. I have to take a picture of this because it's just.
You all
You, Steve Perry.
you feel this yank, and there's this little bit of a whisper to each one of you. Plays with danger.
Like
You
if,
hear,
if Olivia was willing to sacrifice herself to change this,
I would let you re-roll 4 dice if Olivia is willing to sacrifice herself.
okay. Which ones do I re-roll? Like the ones? Do I re-roll my 6?
Pick which dice you want to re-roll.
The 4 that were failures. I got 2 more successes.
All right, that is just what you need. I will come back to you in a second. Lou comes and whispers to Plays with Danger. And it's very sweet, almost motherly tone. You almost feel a head pat. Stay curious, Danger Wolf. To Jonathan, there's a quick little hug. And there's a little bit of a whisper. They can't hurt you unless you let them. Song of Fury. In the very end, Colin, you feel this big hug. I'm so proud of you. Strikes with fear. And we go to Olivia. And you see this bright glow come around you. And it masses around you. And you feel your body kind of shifting. There's this weird lightness to your form. And you hear a familiar voice. Together, strong.
Together.
Olivia, you can look at your pack one last time and you get to say one last thing to them.
Yeah,
The glow
Olivia.
is so bright from this, even this beast that you've been fighting kind of. So even you get to turn around and see this.
Olivia is not as well spoken as Eyes was, which is funny when you think about the fact that he was lupus and she's Hamid. But she tells them to kick their fucking ass, or kick its fucking ass.
And you kind of see her explode into these silver sparkles, almost like starlight. And for a flicker there, Colin, you see your mom. And she disappears too. Your totem is now defunct. The bonuses as well as the bans are released.
And this is going to sound cheap compared to everything that just happened, but whose turn is it?
It was Olivia's. And in the process of this glow, you suddenly see these weird vines wrap around the embryonic sac. The ground stops shaking, as it had been happening frequently and getting more and more violent. It suddenly stops. And yeah, it seems to be now cocooned in these green, thorny vines. And you also see Chelsea there, her trying to stop her own wounds.
Let her deal with that. What's the thing coming into the cave doing?
It is still blinded.
That's good to hear. Who has the chance to fuck it up next?
You do.
Without realizing it, and with much more volume than Maddox feels like emulating right now, Colin's going to start shouting at this thing as he runs in for an attack again. My name is Colin Douglas. Strikes with fear. Cleoth of the Fianna. You are invading this space, and I tell you to leave. And I would also like to roll my ancestors to add to my brawl pool,
You can.
as well as spend a willpower to get an automatic success.
Mm-hmm.
This will be my second willpower spent. Okay, first I'll roll my ancestors. Oh, I'm such a lucky bitch. Yeah, no, I contact my ancestors. 3
And
successes.
usually you heard a woman's voice. You don't hear that anymore. You hear a man. Rip. Tear. Rip them all down.
Yes, sir. All right. Now, with that, all right, I have 10 dice here. That's not enough for the pool if Ancestors is used the way I think it's used.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just had to make sure. standard difficulty, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to roll 3 more dice. Give me 1 moment. That would be 9 successes.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah. Oh no, 10. One of them. No, sorry. I don't explode 10s for brawl. Shut up. I'll ignore me.
Okay.
I'm
We still love you.
rattled. I'm sorry. I'm confused. I just lost 2 of the greatest women in my life. Shut up. And then I'm assuming damage is needed to be rolled.
Mm-hmm. Roll your damage.
And then it's still just my strength, right? Because the brawl dots were adding to the hit, not the actual damage.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make sure on that. That's 4 to its damage. As I just start going to town, teeth, claws, everything.
All right. You do hear it. It does cringe a little bit.
I'm gonna watch these bleeding worms spew all over this fucking cave.
Yep. You do feel a little itch on the back of your neck. And you hear, yeah, they're coming, bro. We got your help. Yeah, they're so coming. Yeah.
Wait, itch on the back of my neck like spider?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, I forgot about that spirit. Holy shit.
And this is where we're going to take a break.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. to capture a predator. You can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Why dost thou sit upon my grave and will dead lips to speak? Why dost thou weep upon my grave and will not let me sleep? My breast it is as cold as clay, my breath is earthly strong, and if you kiss my cold clay lips, your days they won't be long. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk. When will we meet again, sweetheart? When will we meet again? When the autumn leaves that fall from trees are green and spring up again. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk.
And we're back. I do hope you didn't miss us too much.
It's easier for a storyteller to miss you if you take the sight off their gun.
I don't need a sight to shoot you. You shoot yourselves well.
Shut up. Okay.
Alright.
Where do we start this off?
We start with Dark Force Butthole. Because Colin already did his turn. Due to some interesting circumstances, Colin, you look and you do see Olivia there, again in the darkness. But suddenly, there's this glow, this emanation that comes from the center.
Must be really confusing for this thing to see something so mad also crying. Just a giant, almost 9-foot tall furry wolf machine crying its eyes out as it's trying its best to rip into it.
And you see that look of Olivia's face, the real Olivia, in that gold sparkly explosion again. Olivia, I need you to roll me. Yes, you. You think you're getting out here easy? No.
Ugh.
I want you to roll me 6 dice.
Even dead Atheurge's job isn't done.
Some might say that Theurge does their best work after they're dead.
I'm muted. I was about to say I'm mostly dead, but no, I'm actually like dead right now, I think. All right, so 6 dice.
Yep. Standard difficulty.
Four successes.
you see this strange pulse come out of this thing, and it almost looks like it's going to vomit. You kind of see this, its arms struggle as it tries to back up. And in the center of this thing, you see a gilded claw rip out, glowing, almost celestial in nature.
Do I see it from
Sparkles.
where the red was popping out?
Yeah. From the center. And you see this thing shriek in agony. And it pulls back and it almost disappears. And once this thing kind of deteriorates, you see a glowing Olivia. She looks, but she doesn't say anything. It's almost like she doesn't even recognize you all.
Is this similar to when we saw the glowing eyes in the Umbra? Like the same kind of...
Similar, but a little bit more real.
Okay.
And suddenly you see her wreathed in flame. Fire catches. And then there's this spiral that happens, and you see the symbol of the phoenix. And it disappears. And as you look back towards where the Dark Force butthole was, you now see Octena and Silverfang and Fienna and Red Talon murderously fighting in these tunnels. You see Talks with Shadows doing her best to decimate with Wolverine.
Oh, God.
You even see a shaky Moon Shadow and all of his spirits.
I mean, fuck, we did get the cavalry. A little too late.
And Colin kind of hears the voice, I told you they were coming. Yeah.
Hang 10, you fucking spider.
And you even see Sarah there doing her best. You see the spider spirits that she brings with her. And in this
I'm
moment...
guessing the one that she sent also goes to her.
Mm-hmm. And you see, when it gets down to the ground, it grows bigger and bigger. As it tries to take on its own Red Talon-y.
If I may ask, Storyteller, I have, let me see here, just to double check that I'm not bullshitting you. Yeah, I have a dot singular in occult. Can I figure out if this thing is a spirit or what? Like, the Red Talons are their own thing, but I mean the thing that was, crawling out of the cave. What the fuck is this thing?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence plus occult.
With my 3 dice total. Gotta love that. This is the lowest dice pool I've ever had.
Also, just real quick, is it reasonable to assume that seeing our packmate just die may...
Gains
I
you
don't know.
rage?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. How many would you say?
2.
Whoa.
Perfect.
I will take that shit. Holy crap. Also, what is my difficulty, storyteller?
Your difficulty is an 8.
Then that's going to be a total 1 success.
You've heard of very terrible things that lurk. And you think you might know the name. You know, Nexus something.
Oh my
Nexus
fucking-
something. They
All right.
crawl and then you just kind of clicks. Oh, a Nexus crawler. Those things are supposed to be evil incarnate. What in the world happened? Where did this thing go?
Ravinia, love you. Go die in a tar fire.
I've already been there before, baby. You can't kill me because I'm too strong.
If we have like a Q&A after this fucking show, please, because God, I need to rant about this. Okay.
There is going to be a Q&A after the show. Don't worry.
All right, I'm done with my reaction.
But it's kind of strange seeing them fight as one, and you hear Isa the Creek's voice. Mural's right. Together, strong.
Fuck it. I scream for Gaia and then just rush back towards the thing.
That is exactly what Plays is doing. It's as soon as this thing is gone, he's looking for any of the fucking, I'm assuming BSDs or whatever the fuck they were, or this thing still being there. Like if they're fighting something, he's trying to rip and tear. Like that's all he cares about right now is destroying whatever this is.
They are fighting. The being that was here sees that it's basically time to go.
Good. Get gone.
And it basically had disappeared once the ghost of Olivia wrecked its shit. You get that as an assertion.
So now it's just a bunch of gurus standing around panting very heavily because holy fuck, that was a fight.
Well, the fight is still ongoing. The best way to put it is the Red Talons get dispatched. There are losses on both sides. Colin, you do see on the ground next to where Chelsea is, there's a charm bracelet. And you know that it's Olivia's.
At the same time as I pick it up, can I just check Chelsea over to make sure she didn't... I just want to know how badly things went. If I can.
You can look Chelsea over.
If it helps, I have the exact same amount of medicine as I do occult.
Yeah. Intelligence.
Congratulations,
plus
you're our
medicine.
new healer.
Wow,
Yeah.
we are so fucked if that's the case.
Actually, I think Jonathan can fit that role.
I actually have Mother's Touch also.
Children of Gaia, they're good peacekeepers. Difficulty storytelling.
Right.
It's a difficulty 6.
Well, hot damn. Then I get 1 success because I had a 7, a 10, and a 1.
She wrecked her arm pretty bad.
Oh, ow. Ow, ow, ow.
She was doing her best to. She was willing to completely sacrifice herself to make sure this didn't happen.
And she never shifted, so she's in Hamid right now, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think our arm shifted or something.
Yeah, the other arm that she was doing this with.
In my left hand, clutching, I don't give a shit if my claws dig into my hand. I am not letting that charm bracelet go. And then with the other, I'm going to fireman carry Chelsea and walk her to, I don't know, whatever theurge seems free. Actually, no, Jonathan, because I know that he'd be able to fix her up.
I was just gonna say before he did that. Actually, I was gonna try and walk up, and she's
Yeah, I'll just walk.
She's
and
child
just bring
size,
her.
right?
Yeah, she has the. If it's not apparent to everyone else, she had the child flaw.
Which is why she is an older woman looking like she's 15.
Which is also why we talked about it being super awkward that Plays turns into a butt naked dude in front of a small child.
Yeah, but she's not actually 15. That's
Doesn't matter.
technically why it's okay.
It's all about
No one
what it
else
looked
knows that.
like. It's all
Yeah.
about what it looked like.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
Still looked awkward.
Alright, so Jonathan will Well, has the fighting stopped at this point?
There's a bit of an ongoing skirmish, but things are dying down.
Okay.
Plays would be going until it's over. It's just he's got so much emotion built up in him right now that he's not entirely sure how to handle. I think for him is just he knows that he can get it out if he just keeps fighting. So he's going to fight until there's nothing left to fight. Either
Alright.
because he ends up dying or the fight ends. But he's just going to keep fighting.
And
The
I'm
date-
gonna. Sorry, I'm gonna make sure that I'm around either Julian if she's here, talks with Shadows if she's here, or Gordon or Greg. Those are the
They're-
people that I'd look for.
They are all here, and it's weird how well they can organize. They are
Well,
working.
They're getting some extra help.
Yeah, and you definitely see Talks with Shadows, Wolverine Spirit coming to play and wrecking some shit.
See, on an out of character level, that's awesome because holy fuck, that's a good spirit to have in a fight. But in character, don't know a thing.
Danger Wolf, you're going out there. You're doing your best. You're fighting for both Pack, Karen, and in a weird way, your own respect.
I think he would care less about the respect for himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more the very real sort of flashback to the hunter and that whole situation. Hearing Eyes' last words kind of like, bouncing around in his head again, watching Olivia fucking go starburst. And I think for him is it's not even a conscious thing at this point. It's just it's this or rage, and he knows as long as he can keep fighting, it's just this is what he knows to do right now because he doesn't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Plays with
this
danger.
is the first group of people that have accepted him,
Mm-hmm.
and to see two of them fall is
Plays with danger. You also feel there's a little burn on your shoulder that you feel. And if you look over, that coward's mark, that mark of shame, is gone in this process. Colin, you may not have noticed it, but that
Nah.
mark has been gone for quite some time.
That mark won't be noticed that it's gone until 2 days later when he's done sleeping.
Yeah, that mark has been gone probably since the moment you decided to stand up and take your role.
And it also won't happen immediately, but Colin's going to get that charm bracelet bound.
Jonathan, if you haven't already, go ahead and roll your dice.
Yeah, so at this point, as the fight's still going on, I will just kind of get down on one knee and put my palm towards, without any of my black like saliva blood on it, on Chelsea's arm. Okay, that's 2.
Mm-hmm.
Diagnosis.
That works. You do see that part of the arm that was really wrecked has definitely kind of healed over. It's kind of reattached. It's still not the greatest, but it's definitely, she's not gonna lose it at this point.
And then, all right, so as long as it looks like it's not healed but not about to fall off, I will spend a point of rage and then jump in right after plays.
It's a pretty easy dispatch at this point. You don't know if all of you have gotten together and destroyed them all, but the fight is definitely done. And you made it.
There's not even a body for Olivia, is there?
There is no body for Olivia. It is
I was going to say, that's the first thing plays, like once everything died down, he'd be looking for the remainder, there was the skull for eyes. And so he's immediately going to start looking for the skull or something. And like, as he's looking, it'll start to get almost like he's frantic.
I'll show him the bracelet and just still in Krynos, because God, it's hard to get out of this form once you're in it.
And as soon as he sees it, he'll calm down.
There's also like, even though it's Krynos, and I still actually no, I wouldn't have Razor Claws up by now, but I'm still like delicate to not like scratch him or anything, but just like a quick pet down decent length of his body and just sigh.
And then as soon as he sees it, he'll howl out in sadness, like half honor, half sadness. I think he would almost Harno, just because I think he had different connections with everybody, but just kind of like seeing it happen.
I don't think Hirano would affect him, only because he know Olivia wouldn't want him to be sad. So I'm not gonna worry
That's
about
fair.
that. At least for Collins. I don't know about Plays or Jonathan, but
I
don't know, I think-
kick fucking ass, so I think you're right.
we did honor your very last wish.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I know. I kind of thought my thinking was with Plays again, because coming from a situation where he was effectively shunned, and then having a pack, it would be. I don't know. I feel like he would definitely be sad, because to him, the pack is a little different, I think, than it might be for other people.
In the process of this, please, Julian walks up to you. And she shifts down to Lupus.
I'm trying to remember, who's Julian again?
She's the one who carved the coward's mark into Cullen's arm.
So wait, is she our handler?
She's the she's not our handler.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember.
Our handler is Stacy, if I remember my notes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
Stacy.
yeah, she shifts down to Lupus. And most people know that Julian's Lupus. But she maintains the Homed personage just for ease of use. And she comes over and she actually rubs her head against your neck. And it's very much that lupine-esque greeting.
He'll
And-
return it.
It's one of those things. She normally doesn't do this, and you get the feeling just from the body language. It's, I accept you. It's very much that you are one of us. Her fur is like Colin. Dark black, bright green eyes. She looks very much like the wolves as they are described of yore, aka she's got pure breed.
Oddly enough, just like Colin.
I must look like a shit show next to her.
Probably. And she does, as she passes by, she whaps you in the face with her tail.
That I think temporarily would get him kind of out of his funk, just because immediately someone smacks him in the face with the tail, and he's just like, all right, it's time.
Yep. Yeah. And it's like, congratulations, Danger Wolf.
Wait, how did they hear our new deed names? Fucking werewolves.
And Jonathan, you see our lovely Glasswalker. She kind of walks up, and it's kind of awkward. She's kind of standing there. She's in Homid form, and she kind of reaches out and does the fist bump thing. It's one of those things. It's like
I'm staying in Krenos because I don't have clothes right now.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a fist bump with a lot more force than necessary.
Yep.
Here's what it looks like to scale.
Yeah. Basically.
Actually,
And
oh.
No, Jonathan.
I was gonna say after that, I maybe in honor of Olivia, Jonathan will go around with the mother's touch to not the guy and the Fianna that were there, like the other Karen members, whoever is hurt in the scuffle.
Yep. You do see Moonshadow with his staff kind of doddering around.
Holy fuck, he survived. I thought he was actually gonna die. Holy shit.
The only problem is he doesn't have bound clothes, so he's nakedly doddering around.
Do my best not to look then.
Because he does not care. He is an old man who don't give a fuck, and he knows he can get it.
He could probably walk into the center of town and no one would even arrest him. Because old people are immune to the law sometimes. It's creepy.
Oh no, unfortunately it's true.
And he's doing his best, and you still hear him muttering about honey, and no, you can't start any fires here. We've got plenty of fire. Don't start this. And there's a moment where he stops next to Colin, and his hand goes to his shoulder.
I will put my hand on his shoulder, because I'm much taller than him at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And just say through the lovely growly Krynos voice, I have a lot to learn. I'd be honored if you're the one to teach me.
And there's just that gentle smile on his face. It's strange. You even when he was in the middle of fighting, that gentle, serene smile never left his face. And he looks.
I will also, as he's looking, transition to a hug.
Yeah.
And then whisper in his ear, "You're better than Wolverine anyway." And then go and deal with other people.
And he lets out this big belly laugh.
I just need to make sure it doesn't like wind him or anything.
Yeah,
Go
and he does say, Olivia was a good student.
She was the only one in the pack I thought I could relate to for a while.
And it's a shame that I probably won't teach another in this lifetime. But I will help you. There's definitely that pat. There's a little bit of that somberness there.
And then just to break the tension, because Colin's constantly uncomfortable by emotional stuff, he just, with his enormous Krynos paw just on his head.
Yep.
It's not quite a pat, it's more of a place.
Yep. And it's kind of funny because he laughs and then he does this weird shimmy in front of you because he knows it's uncomfortable for you.
The hand doesn't leave, but the eyes are definitely right at the cave ceiling.
And you definitely hear that.
It's those old balls just swinging.
Side, side.
At that point, Cullen walks away and says, "All right, quit with the game of Gnip Gnop," and I walk off.
And he's still laughing.
Balls had to come out for Gaia somehow.
Yep.
Balls out for Gaia.
It's true.
Actually, I'm going to walk over to Jonathan.
Ooh.
We're both in Krynos.
Actually, what does your Krynos look like again? I know mine's like big, black fur, yellow eyes, all that shit. But what I don't remember what yours
Mainly
is. Sorry.
white with like the gray stripe, but that cut around his neck is nice and red. I got black saliva.
It's completely the fucking like yin yang walking up to each other. And I'm gonna do the Beastmaster style, like arm grab with him.
Oh, their giant paws.
You are a poetic dick, and I wouldn't want anyone else to represent my pack. And I'll shake and let go.
Be a poetic dick with pride.
And on that note, Plays would walk over and shift to Hamid because he knows what's about to happen. And standing there, butt naked, starts rummaging through his bag for clothes for Jonathan.
Why is it that the routine is always the funniest part? Just returning to the routine.
And again, it's probably like, I don't know, swim trunks and I don't know, like a car or some fucking like TV t-shirt or whatever. But it's literally like the most ramshackled fucking outfit. It's literally, he has no sense of style. It makes no sense to him, but he knows people like to wear clothes.
I don't know why, but I'm picturing like the Weekend at Bernie's outfit.
Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, the Hawaiian shirt with the hat.
If it wasn't, it is now.
Bernie's or Weekend at Bernie's 2? There is a difference.
Weekend at Bernie's 2 with the Hawaiian outfit.
And whether or not anyone sees it, just because Plays is curious, he's going to shimmy a little bit just to see if he can get some of the swinging ball action going. And then it feels weird. And so he shifts back to Lupus once he's got the clothes out.
Moonshadow does come over and it's like, you got to really twist.
Before he shifts, then he's gonna do like a little like try to learn, like he's and
so
then
we got Moonshadow here and Plays with Danger, kind of doing the twist here with the.
It is impossible for a wolf to blush, but somehow people can still tell that's what I'm doing as I look away.
But yeah, then he'll switch back to Lupus.
Also, while no one's looking, he's going to carve Olivia into his arm under eyes. And make sure that if it starts regenerating, he carves it again. And is going to keep that wound until someone can make it permanent.
Okay. That makes sense. And as always, Is someone wanting to do something horrible before we transition to the end of this chronicle?
Blaze would. Because why not? After everything that's happened, he would go back to Stacy and ask her to put the scar back.
She looks confused. You earned it to be off.
He just kind of like shakes his head. Unfinished business.
What business unfinished?
Alberta.
And there's a bit of a look. And she kneels down. You have suffered enough for the mistakes of your past. You have learned plenty. And she pats his head before getting up and walking away.
When she pats his head, he'll lean into it and then join the rest of the pack.
As we stand there, just real quick, Colin's going to look at the bracelet in his enormous paw. Almost seems unfair, doesn't it? They all get names. I think she deserves one too. I'm not a galliard. I don't talk. At least not well. But I suppose this is something, and I hope, and I'm saying this like knowing that other people hear me, but not really caring. We're going to miss you, Olivia. Daughter's champion. Franklin.
And then as soon as he says daughter's champion, Plays will call out, it's sort of like in the in honor, but then also repeating the daughter's champion.
Olivia, you get to say something to Colin in this moment.
I have to do words.
Part of me wants that to be the thing you say.
It kind of is, but it's like, just
I'm so there. I just want that.
embrace who you are and kick fucking ass. Or I'll haunt the shit out of you. There you go.
It's probably a little creepy, but a full Krynos laugh just emits out of me. And then I just keep, once that's done with the full guttural laugh, I just look down. You are such a bitch, and I will shift down to Hamid and pocket the bracelet until I can get that properly bound to me.
And unfortunately, we don't have time for a whole nother wake. So at this point, I would like to thank my... Oh,
Let it be said, though, that there is plenty of hunting, boozing, and fighting. Because, god damn it, she went down like a fucking champ.
Just
Yep.
no
No
people
shit.
eating this time.
No,
No, that
people
was all
eating.
you, so we're good now.
Okay, fair.
And
And-
balls out for Gaia.
as always, I would like to thank my players. This has been a wonderful chronicle. And if I would award XP, you would all get top marks.
Well, I mean, it on the off chance that we come back for maybe a second season, while the other, the others who survived, they should get XP for that.
Well, the ones that do survive get the 3 XP. And
Cool.
it's fair enough to say you actually rank up.
Cool. Now our second level gifts actually fit with us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I thought
And-
watching the Wraith game from this studio was fucking like cathartic. Jesus Christ.
And I guess we can go around and give points. Olivia, since you are the most recently deceased, why don't you go first?
I vote for eyes.
You can't vote for your other dead buddy.
Fine. I'm going to pull a Maddox and split it. I think they all deserve it because they all rolled pretty awesomely and just kind of rolled with the fact that Olivia just offed herself in order to make sure this shit happened. So I think they all deserve that extra point.
All right.
I will admit, Colin wouldn't know that Olivia offed herself. He just knew that the ritual had to get done and assumed that was the basic cost. But I'm going to completely and utterly do what I always do, which is split my vote and give it to both Jonathan and Plays with Danger, because holy shit, guys, I'm sorry. It would have just gone to Plays because of the whole like stench thing, because I'm certain that's what kept the red talons off of us. But a fucking Nexus crawler, fuck me running. We were Cleoth. We weren't able to beat that thing. The fact that it ran away was because of everything else around it, not because of us. So bravo, guys. We withstood something that can warp reality.
And it was only halfway through.
I need more Four Loko, Jesus. But yeah, no, my vote definitely goes to both my Galliard and my Ragabash. Easy.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go, and I'm absolutely not gonna be the weirdo out everyone. I mean, it's like literally it was. This whole thing is about coming together as a pack, and I think we did the best job we could have done, all things considered. We learned to trust each other despite multiple attempts to sabotage that by the ST. And so I would give it to everyone, but also as a quick epilogue, Plays with Danger is in his lupus form. Basically just kind of like in the Yellowstone Park, trying to kind of get back in with his kinfolk lupus, because dealing with his bullshit on the Garu side I think now would be a time for him to kind of reattach or, reaffirm the connection with his kinfolk. It's sort of like an honor to Gaia and, the fallen, but also it's part of his duty. So that's kind of like where Plays is at the point at the end, is just being one with Gaia, one with his kin. Yeah. And I fucking love y'all.
Yeah, love you too.
And awesome.
But look, I form a heart this way, I form a spade this way.
Jonathan?
I'm kind of echoing Plays with Danger. Like, everyone gets it, mainly because we probably were the most dysfunctional pack.
Every pack I've ever seen on a live show is dysfunctional.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we got even
Just
more and
a
more
werewolf.
and more dysfunctional before finally coming back in.
We potentially have a Philodox to fill in a spot at least. If Chelsea's into it.
Maybe. I think Jonathan's epilogue to this though is back at the cairn. One of the first things he does, gets out his guitar and he pretty much creates a new song. It's called Daughter's Champion, and it's all about love, loss, anger, a little bit of angst.
A little bit of eating people.
You might omit that little part.
That's like the end of the album, like the secret track that never gets released other than like the physical CD.
Where you have to listen for 15 minutes and 20 seconds to get to it. Yeah, I get it.
If we're talking about epilogue though, Cullen is definitely, after 2 days of sleeping, because I wasn't kidding about that. That fight would knock you out for at least 24 hours. So Cullen's going to take 48. And then immediately, the first thing he does when he wakes up is challenge for Foster.
And that's pretty easy for you to do. No one's going to stand against you at this moment.
And then he's also going to make sure to, along with the scarification of eyes, he has the scarification of Olivia put in as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you end up going and talking to your waitress friend?
Absolutely. I ask her out.
And let's do this for fair's sake. She agrees. She is who you think she is.
Yeah, holy fuck. I just talk about it endlessly. So excited that it's actually her. I even tell her I was avoiding talking to you because I was worried that I was delusional.
Don't you think I noticed that, honey?
You're entirely right. Big ol' hug.
And I can't help it. Y'all sway me so easily. Everyone gets the extra point, but Olivia doesn't because it doesn't count for Olivia.
I'm still taking the point.
And as per always, I would like to thank my partner in crime, Brock, Dragonbane 989. He is the Eurydice to my Orpheus. And now we shall go and summon the tech weenie, Shanky McStabber, to tell us the schedule. Oh, Shanky McStabber, what is the schedule?
Oh, but it's so much fun.
There we
Would
go.
you consider tech
Now
weenie
people
a
can hear.
compliment?
Now people can hear me because at first I wasn't on the right the mixer channel. I hadn't switched off my management channel. I guess
suck
that's
a
what
cock,
happens when I've
Shanky.
drank almost half a fifth of Jim Beam tonight. Ooh. So, please everyone join us on our Discord. We cast all of our shows from the Discord, and we've got a great community, and you'll get to hang out with, well, damn, the people you see right here. They're on our Discord, and it's a great place. We've got a real supportive community, and it's like a family over there. So please join us on the Discord. If you want to catch our back episodes, like maybe you missed some of this one, pop over to the YouTube, check out the back episodes, because we've got the back episodes of this, Windy City. There's links for Ishvale, Haunted Chronicles, London Esoteric Society. You know, all of our good shows. They're all over there. If you want to check out other amazing content creators, we've got a list of friends over here. One of them we're still going to pay respects to. Hit F for the other half of the Umbra team. The Umbra pack there, which is Ravnos Archon. He has a stream. He's also coming back to do a second season of his mage stream with us, which is going to be awesome. So you know, we actually have merch for this show now. My amazing and wonderful and beautiful wife there has actually made merch while this was airing. She created it because she got inspired while watching it to make the image you see right now on the stream. So
Thank
right
you.
at the center where Eyes of the
Thank
Creek
you.
used to be. So check it out. You can get that on a poster. You can get that on a notebook. You can just get it on merch. It's cool shit. I know I'm forgetting stuff, but that's the way it is. Oh, yes. If you want to like what we're doing, give us a follow here on Twitch. Give us a subscribe if you want to support the studio. If you want to give something to the players, bits and donations, those go to the players. That is our way of allowing the viewers to give something to the players. Subscriptions go to the studio, bits and donations go to the players, provided the players aren't myself or my amazingly beautiful wife. We don't get any of the bits or donations, so just putting that out there.
Although cast members can, if they so choose, donate their earnings to the studio.
That is up to the cast members. We don't even try to pressure that. Most of the cast members seem to let it ride until they get enough that they really feel it's worth cashing out. Schedule this week. Well, let's see. Tomorrow we have You Will Destroy Something Beautiful. Once again, it is an amazing indie RPG collaborative storytelling. Tomorrow's episode has Ebon Blade, and those who are on the Discord know who Ebon Blade is. Mortuus, and it actually has Kelly from over on Tabletop Titties. So if you watch any of the shows on Tabletop Titties, Kelly from Tabletop Titties is also in tomorrow's stream, which is, cool shit. This weekend, there is no Call of Cthulhu on Saturday, so the next stream after the one tomorrow is going to be Windy City After Dark, episode 2 of season 4. Holy shit, y'all. Episode 1 was difficult to watch. It was painful to watch at times. It was some good shit, good drama, good story, but tough to watch. And so next Monday, the return of Tamshu. Haunted Chronicles comes back Monday, September 20th. He is back for the final season of the Black Death Chronicles, which is part of his Haunted Chronicle. You don't want to miss it. This will be the end. This is the last season he's doing of Haunted Chronicles. He's wrapping it up. And when we last saw him, they were in a pretty damn bad spot with the God Machine all messed up and involved. I mean, it's some dark
They're
shit.
fine.
Yeah,
They're
it's
fine.
fine. No, it's not.
Sage has her heart basically ripped out right now.
Yeah, it's rough. So it'll be good to get back to it so that we can see that story conclude finally. And so everyone knows, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And for the month of October, McStabber Studios is doing a month-long charity drive for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. All of our streams that month will be raising funds and raising donations for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And we've got a rather packed schedule coming up. Thirsty Sword Lesbians, the casting call currently is open on our Discord. So if you're on our Discord, you can check the casting call list and see it. Tomorrow I'm posting a casting call for a October themed part of the breast cancer thing of a Paranoia one-shot. We will be doing going after Jack O'Lantern because he's a commie mutant traitor, and commie mutant traitors must die, and that's who the computer wants to see killed. Just putting that out there. And I've actually been debating a second game later in the month, and I'll probably be posting a casting call for that. It's going to be some dark Halloween-y twisted shit. So be ready for that one as well. And as always here on McStabber Studios, everyone, please, mental health, it's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. We joke around and kid around a lot, but we take mental health very seriously in our community. And we want you to reach out to those around you and please make sure they're okay, especially now with what's going on in the world and all the things and all the problems we seem to be having. Maybe you can be that lifeline they need, that hand they need, or the rope they need to get away from the edge. And if you do suffer from mental health issues, like many of us do, myself included, please reach out. And if you don't feel you have someone to reach out to, because some of us don't feel we have that, please look in chat right now. There's a list of numbers you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for somebody that will talk to you. Because if you don't have someone to reach out to, there's always someone here on those numbers. And if you're not in the U.S., please check our chat right now. There's a link to a website that lets you pull up the support in your country, because we're in this together, everybody. And I'm pretty sure this Werewolf pack will tell you, if you're not in it together, you're not gonna make it. Yeah. So that's an important thing. And as my wife is fond of saying, please get your COVID shot. I'm getting fucking tired of lockdowns. I'm getting fucking tired of the lack of human interaction. I want to have parties again. I like parties. I love throwing parties. I bought a house big enough for parties for a reason. We can't have parties until everyone gets their damn vaccines and we get this shit under control so I can throw a party again. Yes, I'm being selfish on this one. I don't give a shit.
It doesn't matter. Please, folks.
Yeah, please
Please
get your
get your
shots.
vaccine. I am an introvert, like I'm assuming most nerds. Please, I am craving human interaction. Let's get this settled.
Yep.
Please.
I'm a hugger, and I can't hug until people start getting their fucking COVID shots.
100
need to be able
fucking
to go back-
percent.
I need to be able to go back to parties to sit against the wall and hide from people.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm not the normally hyper introverted person, but I went into a Starbucks just last week. It's been the first time I've been to a Starbucks in 6 months, and I almost had a panic attack because of how crowded and how crazy it was. Yeah. I need my social interaction. I need to be able to feel like being around people is okay to be.
Yeah, and so please get your shots. It's not a time to fuck around with it. And I thank everyone for coming. I thank Ravinia for running this chronicle, for being storyteller over here on McStabber Studios, for her second Werewolf. The first one was a miniseries. This was a one season chronicle. We'll see if there's a season 2. That's something they get to discuss. I believe there's talk in the back end about the possibility of a cast Q&A next week.
Mm-hmm.
So that if you have any questions for the cast, it's kind of become a thing here at McStabber Studios that we like to do cast Q&As after streams when a run ends or a season ends. And so please join us for that. We'll have more details on the Discord and on Twitter and all the places we do. Thank you, Ravinia, for running this. Thank you to the cast for being part of this. Even Ravnos Archon, who died, and also Ravnos Archon, who snowballed my ass and lied to me with a straight face repeatedly, playing Blood on the Clock Tower.
Calm down, you salty asshole.
I still love you. I still love you, Ravnos Archon, and I thank you all for being part of this. It was an amazing stream, and it was my pleasure to be tech on it. And from McStabber Studios, I'd like to thank you all for coming. And we're actually, just so you know, we're going to be raiding over to Vorpal Tales since they're running their stream now. So I thank everyone. Good night, everybody, and let's go raiding.
Thank you, everyone. Love you all.
Bye.
You just got to wait for that little timer that counts down after I hit the raid button. It'll happen. Don't worry.
Yep. It'll happen. Hey, I didn't kill everybody.
Yeah, holy shit.